Hey guys, and welcome to Farm Simulator 2017 on Oakfield. So, the reason we are in here, I very rarely start off in here anymore, that is to show you something that's kind of breakthrough with as far as mapping goes and as far as Oxygen David and Frontier designs go. What is that, you may be wondering? Well, I'm recording at 60 FPS again. And there is a juicy little script, Oxygen David and his friend, and I've got it up right here. EP18 is the creator of this script, and you may be saying, well, what is this script? Well, here's a very sort of basic raw demo of it. What is it doing here, you may be wondering? Well, you can see everything loading in. You're seeing everything loading in there. What the script does is basically, if a vehicle is in a shed, marked out by a trigger, it will make the clip distance of it very low. So this is, like I said, this is an extreme version of it just for purely testing. Now you can see the vehicles fading away into nothingness. What does it do basically? If you've got a lot of vehicles in your yard, and you're running on a computer that can't cope with a lot of vehicles, a lot of stuff, in a very high detailed yard, it solves the FPS issue. Because right now I'm getting 60 FPS in the main yard again. And you see it popping in there. Again, I can't stress this enough. This is very sort of early days for it. It just needs fine tuning. But to show you really what a clip distance is, you guys know what this area looks like. You guys can see all the buildings, the silage bunk, everything. Well, let's get further and further away, and you'll start seeing stuff. I need to make sure I'm not going to run into stuff. Disappearing. There we go, we're starting to lose in detail on the map. We'll go further back, there goes the sheds. And that is clip distances in a nutshell, right there. The yard's disappeared. So basically, your computer's not having to render that in. Typically, if you're this far away, you're not going to notice because, well, you're down there. But again, we start getting closer and closer. Everything starts popping in. Now, depending on your graphics settings is how brutally obvious it is. Mine have been turned down to try and get the optimized FPS out of the map and out of the system while recording. But it's an absolutely huge breakthrough. Now, he's put it on all the sheds. I believe they are working on bales as well. Along with bales, I believe they'll probably end up working on the pallets and stuff like that. So, it's a huge thing. And for a lot of people, it's going to help out a hell of a lot, so look forward to that. Again, it's going to need fine-tuning because, well, this close to the shed, you should probably have that stuff in here, especially walking just up the laneway. And then, bam, it's all here. So, for the time being, that's how it is. But I can't believe how well it works. I really can't. It's amazing. Love it. So what are we doing? Well, what are we doing? Because I really can't remember myself. We've got a Massey. It was appeared on the mod Hub either Friday or Thursday. This one's got a few configs that I kind of like. It's really just an update of the Massey that I was using. The 77. Pretty nice tractor. I do believe we have the combine in the field somewhere. Where is it? There. We were harvesting this field ourselves, and then we moved on to seeding, or we were just about to go cultivate actually. Hey, helps if we turn it on. Field 10, so we'll harvest a bit of this, then go cultivate. It won't take us long. It really won't. I think we had to swap to the Challenger just because of the oh, what is it? The John Deere. Couldn't do it. MR. A sim has rendered it more ridiculous. I don't know, like, as much as I love MR, how long will I stick with it? I really don't know. I really just don't know how long I'll stick with it. I haven't updated it myself for a while, I hope Doral has sorted something out to do with the hills, because it is. That part is absolutely ridiculous. You shouldn't have a tractor with 400 horsepower struggling to pull that sort of cultivator up a hill. Just darn right ridiculous. And yes, it's a big cultivator, but tractors of that size work those cultivators, so I don't know. Something else I wanted to talk about. I got told about this during the weekend. I didn't realise what the pictures were. and pure farming. Yeah, the elephant in the room as far as farming simulator games go. They put out a couple of interesting pictures for me. One in particular was of a JCB Fast Track 4000 series. So they clearly possibly have the license, well, more than likely have the license for JCB. And now, my question in Discord was, and it sparked quite a conversation, it was a good conversation, admittedly it is, what does this mean for Farming Simulator and JCB? I hope we've not lost them, because that is a big, huge favourite in the UK community, is the JCBs as a whole. They're a British company, one of few companies that Britain still has, and they're still manufactured for the most part in Britain. It would suck to see that go out of the farm sim, it really would. But, I don't know, the question was out there. What does that mean? And sometimes it doesn't mean anything, a lot of the time it doesn't. There's a lot of sort of the pictures that I saw of pure farming. It's always had my interest, never going to deny that. But the fact, and for me, I don't really play multiplayer, so it doesn't matter for me personally, but as a game standpoint, the fact that they've never really talked about multiplayer in the game, and mods I can understand. They're probably not going to have mods in the game because of consoles, and at the same time, we would need modders to want to make mods for that game, and let's face it, probably not going to happen. But the bottom line is, no multiplayer in a farming game? Give your heads a shake. Now, they've not announced either way. They've always, in videos, interviews and stuff like that, they've kind of tried to bypass the question or just frankly say, we have nothing to share at this time. Well, to me, that's a big, yeah, we don't have it. You gotta wonder. Like, it's 2018 and you're possibly not putting, I can't say they're not, we don't know yet, but you're possibly not putting multiplayer in? Come off it. The criticism that I've been seeing about that game, you should be screaming at the top of your lungs, we're having multiplayer in there. Especially if it's all on all the consoles, like Xbox, PlayStation, of course PC. I don't know about Nintendo and any of that, I doubt that, but I don't know. But then I look at that game and go, I like all the other stuff that add in the different styles of farming, orchard farming, the rice and all of that, so much different machinery that we've not seen in Farming Simulator, and will we ever see in Farming Simulator? I don't know, I hope so. The unique stuff, and that's where I feel Farming Simulator has always lacked. I mean, we've got the sugarcane harvesting, and I thought that was going to be fantastic, I thought it was going to be great fun. Yeah, no, that's boring and really not fun. I think, playing devil's advocate here, Giants screwed themselves on that DLC. And I've never seen one of the major DLCs of the year, which is usually the Gold Edition, Titanium Edition, Platinum Edition, as in this case, fail so badly in the fact of people were just not interested in pretty much any of the equipment in there. And the big one was the small little Massey, which I don't know where you could get it, and I'm not going to ever advertise it, but it got ripped out within, I think, at least 3 days of the DLC being out, and changed up. And that DLC, very surprisingly to me, was very quickly converted and took apart and put out there for download. So I know that's definitely one of their quickest failing DLCs I think they've ever put out. It really was. And what is, should I say. I know that the map itself, a lot of people said it was kind of plain, and it was. Knowing Farming Simulator, and what should I say, Giants, and what they've done previous years, they leave that map open for the stuff they're putting in FS19, because let's face it, at this point, FS19, they probably have a very basic or a working copy of it. They know what's in there, they've got everything built, the different mechanics and all of that. That would have been done probably before before 2018 rolled around. So that map, probably you're going to see it a lot more fuller in the next version of the game. It would be my anticipation. It's still not going to get past the fact that it is somewhat of a boring map to play. And the field layouts are okay, it's got a nice vibe to it. but it is very, very barren, to say the least. I think that's what turned a lot of people off. Nothing compared to Snovnokia. Snovnokia was just a, yeah, I can't say the words that I'd call that here. A poop show. There we go, we'll say that. A poop show. That was definitely probably one of my least favourite maps they ever come out with, was that one. The buildings and all the stuff like that were beautiful, but the field layout, good grief, was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Alright, as that's unloading, let's check out Challenger or whatever we've got going. Actually, let's jump into the Manitou. Now we've got that script in for the clip distances and all of that stuff. I may go back to our class telehandler. I like that thing. I like the Manitou, but I do like the class. We'll have to see on that one. Now the script, I don't know if it's going to ever be able to be turned into a global script. That would be amazing, as I was saying to Oxygen David. I don't think so, because of the way the triggers have to be they manually have to be put into buildings through Giants Editor, I believe. But it is a really huge step forward to map creations and optimization for the game. It's something that I've also said to Oxygen David that I really feel should probably get put forward to Giants, going, hey, check this out. Because optimization on consoles, that's one thing that Giants are very worried about, it seems, a lot, and that's optimization on the consoles side of things, because they are very picky. I'm not saying they're bad or anything, it's just saying the consoles are very picky for optimization. It doesn't take much for them to crap themselves and drop FPS, it seems, from everything I've heard. So it would be possibly a good thing to be adding into the base game. Who knows? Who knows what we'll see out of that one. And optimization really is a key factor in the game now. It really is for mod makers and map makers. It's getting the most out of the game engine without it screwing up, and it doesn't take much for the game engine to freak, and before you know it, you drop an FPS. It's a really finicky scenario, especially with it still using a DirectX plugin, I believe. It's not using DirectX fully, which does all the graphical rendering and all of that stuff. I've got no doubt in FS19 we'll see probably complete DirectX support. And I think the reason we haven't got it yet is, well, the base game engine itself, the very core of it's very old when you think of it. Back that up, and that's that. I've been wanting to get that stuff sorted for a while. It's been kind of irritating me. Let's see if we do have the Challenger up here. I'm really not too sure if we do. I can't remember. Thought we've already done this area. Whoa, oh, that's the Challenger. It's there. Looks like we did. Oh, no. Not quite. Well, we'll finish this off. Drop that down, and away we go. Gonna need to put some go-go juice in this too. I do love the plough textures on Oakfield. Now I know I'm probably going to get a few comments about when's Oakfield coming out. We have no idea, guys. As far as I'm aware, Giants haven't even looked at it yet. They have been testing their Rupa DLC coming out, which, as I've said several times in the streams, and I've been getting irritated by the people that have been getting funny about Giants and doing this. Their priority is going to be testing stuff that makes them money. Mods, in turn, do not make them a single piece of money. Matter of fact, they cost them money because they pay the modders. And the QA team, the guys who test the mods, QA, what does it stand for? Quality control. Yeah, I think so anyway. So, that's what they're for. I believe there's only 3 guys on the team, and most of the year they don't need any more than 3. This is the first time Giants has ever had great volumes of mods getting put up on their website, and this year has been a huge learning curve for them. It hasn't been pleasant, admittedly it hasn't, and I'm with you guys. I'd like to see more mods getting pushed out. There's some that I'm waiting for, but you got to be patient. At the end of the day, you just really do have to be patient. There's a lot of people freaking out because of no Oakfield. Well, it'll get there when it gets there. We have the privilege and the inside of Auction David coming into most of our community's live streams, and you hear it right from the horse's mouth when Giants have been looking at it. They have a little indicator, and as far as I'm aware, it's still sat on processing or whatever it says. So basically, they've not looked at it yet. Probably because they've been busy. Granted, they did have their team building exercise, which was skiing last week, or 2 weeks ago now, which could have probably, on their part, been planned a little better, but let's face it, it was probably pre-booked before Christmas. They didn't know they were going to get, from what I've heard, whether this number's true or not, is 500 mods over Christmas to put up. They probably got to their offices and damn near crapped themselves because of it. And I think that in turn is why they have got super uber strict on mods. Now, stuff they probably would have let through, they're not now. Their testing criteria seems to have gone up, and maybe they should really, if it has, think about republishing the criteria for that stuff. And I got a feeling a lot more mods are failing that now because of it. Who knows? Or it is literally they're just being extremely picky. As in the case of Oakfield, the reason it failed was two things had a very high clip distance, which means, say from the other end of the map, that field over there, field, what wasn't it, is it 43, you could still see objects in that. For an example. And mip maps. Buildings that weren't Oxygen Davids didn't have mip maps. What are they? I believe they are for textures the further away you get, the lower quality the textures get, which is something that, again, is optimization. They're not the high HD resolution all the way back when they don't need to be. And that, yeah, would probably usually pass, but they were being picky. But in turn, that's making Oxygen David better. It is. It's irritating. I still don't really agree with why they did that, when this is probably one of the best optimized maps I've played for a very, very long time. Especially if you not want to use a lot of vehicles, or just using default equipment. Yeah, you can be more than happy on this map. So that's the cultivation done over there. We'll see it, I think, on a live stream. I'm probably going to be live streaming tonight, I'm not 100% sure. I may not stream Monday and try and get videos cranked out. At the same time, I need to do a test live stream because, and for a heads up for everyone that's got to this far in the video that's actually watching the whole video, without skipping, it's been warm over here, so it's been raining. If my theory is correct with water getting into the lines, we'll find out Monday, I guess, if I do stream. I may do a test stream on Sunday evening, just a private one to check that all out. But on the community tab on the YouTube page, stay tuned on that. I put out announcements on that if stuff goes all belly up. You guys will know on that. And of course, the Discord as well. Discord server is in the description down below, along with all my social media links. Go check them out. And Twitch. I am dual streaming again, as it seems Restream has sorted out the issue, whatever that was, with it completely crapping itself as the video's processing. That's why I ended up stopping streaming on Twitch, for that reason alone. You know, I like to put out the archives, and waiting 3 days for an archive to go live I think is a little bit ridiculous, and I believe if I go look now I've still got some that are possibly still processing, that or they've completely broken, just YouTube can't comprehend what it's in. And I just can't upload them, can I? Again, they're one-hit things. This Massey right here is... I literally just bought it for one of the live streams last week. I don't know if we'll keep it around. Personally, I thought I'd like it a bit more than I do, so I'm more than likely just going to get rid of it. Probably after I finish this harvest up on this field. Drop the trailer off and bam, she'll be gone. Get it out of the way. The Kurovitz, I don't know if I'll keep that around. You guys know that that's going to be the tractor choice to get rid of if needs be. It's a low horsepower tractor. Yeah, it's a beast, but it is a low horsepower tractor. What's with the news? Spin Tires. Spin Tires is going to be coming out with a... They call it a DLC. I don't call it a DLC. It's a free map and vehicles and stuff like that. Coming through as an update, I believe. Look forward to that. Some of the vehicles in there look pretty damn sick, admittedly. So, Sim has been talking to me, mentioned it quite a bit, that you guys on his channel and any of you that are Sim subscribers have been wanting us to do, or him to do, a Spin Tires one, and I don't think this is his words, he's not done one by himself, so he's assuming that you guys mean me and him do one again. So I think that will be happening at some point. Whether I'll either record or what the deal is there, or just both of us streaming so you can see both sides of it, which is actually a hell of a lot of fun to do. Spin Tires, so you guys can have them open on whatever and flick between the two. If your internet can support it, have both of them open in just one set of audio. That's so fun, seeing each other's point of view and perspective there. It's pretty sick. I enjoy watching videos that are done like that, or live streams. So I think that may happen. Like I say, this is February. That may happen when that comes out. I think we actually looked into it the other day, and it wasn't out. He got me on that one by accident as well. And another game, Fishing the Barents Sea. Streamed that last week and had good reception. I'm very surprised. People seem to enjoy it. I enjoy it. On the Discord, along with Dave, Sim, Chris the Irish Gamer's got the game as well now. On the developers Discord, and to be fair to them, you say you've got sort of something wrong with the game or something that could be improved, they look at it, or a few people turn around and go, yeah, actually that is a really good idea. The devs are very quick at implementing it. My hat is off to those devs. They are developing that game in every true form of the word developer. It definitely has a lot of bugs. They gave out a profile. That's basically, you've unlocked all the boats, you got a lot of money. So I've used the 2 trawling boats now, the big ones, for the ships, and there is a lot that they could improve on those ones for sure. The handling on them, they handle better in reverse than they do going forward. It seems almost like the mechanism of steering and everything has been flipped, and it thinks it's going backwards when it's actually going forwards, sort of thing, so the steering's kind of crappy. The bow thrusters kind of seems reversed, and really does show what I'm thinking's happened, because the stern of the boat, the rear end of the boat, is the one that's going off sideways, not the front too much. That needs adjusting as well. But it's early development for them, and they are, as I say, developing the game very nicely too, must be said. So I'm quite hyped about that. Any of you that have seen Deadliest Catch, Alaskan Storm, I believe Stockogloss played a little bit of it, and there's definitely YouTubers that have got it on the channel. It's a darn good game, it really is. I love it. Shame it's not around anymore, or they didn't make a new one like that to replicate it, just with modern day graphics, modern day physics, modern day computing power. I think it would be a hit again, really. I do, and I feel that this game could be filling that niche over there. And what's really cool, and in that Discord, there's people, or what they call the lunar bow in the game. It's the big blue ship. There's a member of the Discord that actually has been on that boat, has worked on that boat, and there's actually surprisingly quite a few fishermen on there that work boats and stuff like that, and there's people like that. Although I'm surprised they'd want to play a fishing game, they're key. They are key to the development of the game, because they could turn around and say, actually no, this is wrong, this is how it should be. They work on the boat, or they've got experience with it in real life. Which is cool to see, it really is. So stay tuned for that one. We don't know the price point of it yet. Rumours has it around £20. Would I pay £20 for it? If I didn't approach the developers directly and asked, hey, could I have a key for the channel? 100% I would have spent £20 on it. To me, that's my sort of game. Well, that's me. Everyone's obviously different on the stuff they like. And so I don't know if I'm going to bail this straw. I'm still undecided. I really am. I don't rattling, oh. Wouldn't mind doing more of the pellets. Especially now we've got that truck for it. Doing those pellets, good grief, it's slow going. I may do the pellets on the live stream just for the crack of it. May actually tweak also the MR for that. I want to see if I can pull up the work speed again for video content. Realistic, I understand those things go 3 miles an hour. There's a lot going on in the pre-MOS machine. It's a press, so there's a lot of mechanical stuff going on. But for a entertainment value, going at 3 miles an hour just doesn't cut it. It's so super sluggish. I may speed it up to like 5-6 miles an hour. I think that's a reasonable speed. We're going along at 5 right now, and it's okay. It's a good speed, and I think that's where more realistic needs to be balanced. Is have the realistic feel weights, have the realistic handling of the vehicles, but working speed and the way machines work, I feel they really need to balance out to somewhat gameplay aspect. I know there's some people that really like going at 100% realistic speeds, and for the amount of crop and yield we're pulling in here, to be honest, we'd probably be doing this sort of speed, which even then feels quite quick, and for a combine that's probably about accurate. But again, gameplay and keep it entertaining for you guys, you gotta break that realism, and that's where Farm Sim has hit the nail on the head, is simulation with an arcade feel. I would love to see this full simulation, setting up stuff and all of that, making it complicated, but nowadays you just can't get away with that. And Cattle and Crops are going to try it, and I hope they succeed in some cases. It's going to be interesting to see how they do. Alright, now it's the game that I've had for a long time, and right now, as the latest update, can't play because I can't install it, even though my laptop's had it on there in the past. So I'm just waiting for it to go on Steam at this point. And then once it's on Steam, and hopefully it's away from that crappy launcher they've got right now, I can probably do a video on it, give them my 2 cents in the game. And the bits I've played, it's very early days for them, very, very early days. And you've got to sort of put that up to the likes of the very early Farm Sim in comparison, because back then, that was Farm Sim's first major game. This is their first major game, it's just they're in the likes of Farm Sim, and people expect the Farm Sim quality out of them right away on their very first game, and guess what? It ain't gonna happen. They've got a lot to learn. They really do. And I think they'll do well, but it's gonna take them a lot longer than they expect. I really do. Also, something else to really talk about today. FSUK, rightly so, I agree with this one, 100%. And I'm still unsure what I'll do about it, has pulled out from supporting Mod Hoster. Not really a big hit. The reason that they did that is Bullet Bill had Cobra uploaded there. Someone uploaded Cobra, changed the signs, from what I understand, changed the name of the map, gave Bullet Bill 0 credit, but it was the same old Cobra Park farm. He got a reply back from Mod Hoster's guy, and I don't know the ins and outs of it. I don't think he said publicly, but it wasn't a very professional email or anything, considering what it's all about. So in turn, not that I don't think it's really going to affect them whatsoever, FSUK has pulled out support from the page. And I must say, I'm seeing it more and more on Mod Hoster. It's using uploaded, which is damn right ridiculous. Like I say, I wouldn't say I support it. I never have supported that in that respect. But when stuff is put up on that website, and I see it on that website, and I see it's on uploaded, and I choose to do a mod review on it, I think I will be given the free link, which is safe to use. And the site has definitely gone downhill very, very rapidly in the last probably 6-7 months. We're seeing it have more and more issues to do with security, and more issues to do with it coming up when you go to download saying it's not a safe website if you're using Google Chrome. I was told by Rainbow Dave that that's to do with them letting their security license lapse. What does the future hold for them, I wonder? Yeah, it's definitely not good. It's one of these websites which had some credibility to it, but so many of the modders on there use Uploaded. I don't know what kickbacks ModHoster get from Uploaded, but it must be something good. Because why on earth they all use it is beyond me. Bearing in mind, ModHoster have the capability of using direct downloads. They used to. Ego, for example, I'll use his vehicles and plows as a prime example. He used to do direct downloads as well. Not anymore, he's solely Uploaded. And he is one of their main guys on ModHoster. You know, I support Ego's work. Don't support his attitude sometimes, but everyone can have one. But he's using Uploaded now, which is a shame. It's basically just forcing people to look for these websites who make the links a premium link so you can download it instantly. Does that have any effect on the sites? Probably not. But I wouldn't recommend you guys doing that, because those websites are dodgy. And I run stuff to try and protect myself from those websites, but there's no guarantee. And there's a few websites which I've shied away from promoting because they do steal mods off the mod hub and all that stuff, which I think Giant should really be going after those type of websites personally. Will they? No. They won't for one reason and one reason alone, because it'll cost them way too much money. And yes, Giants do make quite a lot of money, but every bit of money they pile into the game, or get from the game, gets piled back into licenses. And these licenses for these machines, they cost a lot of money, and people tend to forget that. And some of these big brands, nobody will ever know the figures because that's legal documents and all that stuff, but I wouldn't mind betting they're 6 figures. Especially stuff like Adco and people like that, and that's probably why we're not seeing too much Crone stuff in the game anymore. It's due to money. It sucks. It's free advertisement for the games, or the companies. It's downright ridiculous they want so much money for using their brand. I can understand protecting your brand, but at the same time, you got to see the advertisement potential here. That's probably why some of these smaller companies jump all over the opportunity to get into Farming Simulator, and maybe that's something Giant should possibly look into a lot more. Are these smaller companies that just want to put their name to a game? You gotta wonder. You really do. It would be nice to see that type of stuff. Yeah, even this far away, the shed's empty. Yeah, it definitely needs to get tweaked. But that script, trust me guys, it's a huge, huge, huge game changer. I was saying that to Auction David today about it, and credit to Ian on this one. I don't know if Ian's going to end up watching this, smiling, looking at his work being used like that, but sheds look empty, but they're not. Credit to him, really is. Let's spin around here. This tractor's not MR. I may, depends on what they are, I may have a few tractors that aren't MR. We'll take out some of the scripts so I'm not having to deal with the hassle of that. Just unfortunately they won't have the realistic fuel usage on, which is something that I kind of like using. So we're at about 35 minutes. I think we should be, well, almost 33. We should be finishing up the field fairly quick. And like I say, I'll have a look in the XMLs. I'll see if More Realistic has updated. I've got a feeling it probably has, and we'll update it, and then I'm going to go into the Primos script and see if I can poke around for that and make the working speed a little bit quicker, because it would be nice to use that thing to its full potential. That's all I want to change on it. Now hopefully Realmus are going to be updating that at some point. Not Realmus, sorry, that's Seasons. No. Yeah, Creative Mesh. Why did I say Realmus? Wow. Creative Mesh are going to be updating that soon. And it's, I would quite honestly say, as a guy that got given it as a media partner and everything, it's an absolute joke. They did not have a day one patch. Some of the stuff that in there was broken to begin with, and still is. Nothing game breaking per se, but still not correct. It is an absolute joke that they haven't patched that yet, and then they turn around and say that the colours are wrong for one of their machines. Okay, so you can't go online to get the colour codes now? I'm pretty sure you can. it seems like there's a lot of excuses. It's been a long time since we've seen add-ons, third-party add-ons brought into the game, and I think this is probably going to be the last one. The last time we saw it was FS11, and that's when, I forget the map, but it's Pro something. Some of you guys probably remember it. I'm pretty sure I'm correct in saying that FS11 was the last one that happened to. We've just never seen it since. So I'm surprised that BM Modern Creative Mesh got the permission to do it, and it doesn't look good on their part. It really doesn't. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think of all the stuff we talked about today. I've kind of talked non-stop, which is a rarity here. Usually I'm struggling to find stuff to talk about, and that's no joke, it really is. So until next time, keep an eye out for a stream, possibly. No guarantees. If it craps itself, it craps itself. I don't know, I'm kind of at wit's end on that one. So until next time, people, catch you guys later. See ya.